Welcome to part 2 of our series on sleep disorders. We're going to be talking about one of the sleep disorders that could potentially happen as a person with Parkinson's disease, and that's excessive daytime sleepiness. And just for a second, if you remember our previous video, we talked about multiple sleep disorders that can happen. EDS, or excessive daytime sleepiness, is one of them. And we also talked about 5 tips for better sleep in the last video. Now, some of the tips you might hear in this video to improve excessive daytime sleepiness symptoms will kind of parallel that or mirror that a little bit. But it bears repeating basically, so I want to say some of those tips again in this video for the sake of those that didn't see the previous one. But if you didn't, I'm going to link it up here so that you can see that video. So first of all, excessive daytime sleepiness happens in 30 to 50% of those with Parkinson's disease. And it tends to happen, or it's more likely to happen the longer you've had Parkinson's. It can be caused by problem sleeping at night, but it can also be a side effect of, or potential side effect of, some of the medications that are often prescribed for Parkinson's. And the type of medication particularly prone to cause these symptoms of daytime sleepiness are the dopamine agonist medications. And some examples of those would be Nupro, Mirapex, and there's a third one, Requip. So, and the generic for those, you got Ropinirole is Requip, Mirapex is Pramipexole, and Nupro is Rotigotine, I believe. So those are dopamine agonists. And one of the things that can be dangerous, particularly about these medications, is they can cause, sometimes in some persons, they can cause basically sleep attacks where you can fall asleep at any moment and not really realize when that's going to happen. And as you can imagine, that's particularly dangerous if you're driving. So if you're experiencing that side effect, you definitely want to talk to your physician and avoid driving because that's an obvious hazard. But in terms of remedies, some of the same things apply that we talked about before. You want to try to set a consistent bedtime and a consistent wake-up time. You also want to try to avoid being sedentary during the day, to try to increase your energy, go out and do things, be social, just so that you don't have a tendency to kind of be idle and fall asleep. Getting exposure to adequate light during the day and having a darker room to sleep in can help improve your nighttime sleeping, and also exercising just not too close to bedtime. And then the last thing I was going to mention is stimulants like caffeine can be basically a good way just to naturally, I guess not naturally, it's a supplement, but you can, a reasonable amount of coffee, especially if it's early in the day, is probably something that could help with this. Other stimulants mentioned in the article I read would be Ritalin, and the other was modafinil, or Provigil is the brand name. Those are stimulants that would be prescribed by a physician. Caffeine, of course, you can get in multiple sources, especially coffee. That's one of the simplest ones. Just understand that EDS is different than feeling fatigued or tired. It's specifically a symptom of sleepiness, and it happens during the daytime throughout the day, and it can happen suddenly, especially if you're having sleep attacks where you don't expect it. So until the next video, we'll talk about some of the other sleep disorders, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like the video if you enjoyed this, and share it with others who you think might benefit from this information. If I didn't say it before, and if you are new to this channel, my name is Dr. Michael Hyland. I'm a physical therapist, and I treat persons with Parkinson's exclusively in our physical therapy practice. And of course, this channel, Parkinson's Disease Education, is dedicated to helping to empower others with knowledge about their disease so that you can have the best chance of living the best quality of life that you can with Parkinson's. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude the video. Until next time, peace out.